The list of pistols that actually make it into a police holster is shockingly short. Out of the hundreds of models flooding gun shops and YouTube thumbnails, only a handful survive the brutal reality check of law enforcement duty. When a sidearm has to fire after being dragged through mud banged against a patrol car or carried 12 hours straight under body armor, most of the so-called perfect pistols fall apart. The ones that remain are more than tools, they're trusted. Lifelines tested daily by officers who don't have the luxury of second chances. And that tiny circle of trust is a goldmine for us. Because if these guns can stand up to the constant abuse of cops on the street in 2025, they're more than capable for you and me on the range or for carry. So today we're breaking down the 5 pistols police actually trust. When you talk about trust in the law enforcement world, you cannot skip the Glock 19. This compact 9mm has earned its place as the gold standard for both duty and concealed carry, and for good reason. It's the pistol you'll find on the hips of FBI agents, NYPD officers, LAPD detectives, and since 2025, ICE agents who switched to the Glock 19 MOS after phasing out the controversial SIG P320. That move alone says a lot. When one of the largest federal agencies in the U.S. bets on the Glock 19, you know it's more than hype. What makes it so special? First, size. The Glock 19 hits that sweet middle ground, not too big, not too small. Its 15+1 capacity keeps officers confident they have enough rounds on tap, while its compact frame allows for comfortable off-duty carry. One detective I spoke with put it simply, "I can wear this thing under a hoodie without printing, then walk into roll call and still feel ready for a full shift." That's versatility that few guns can match. Second, reliability. Glock's reputation for going bang every single time isn't just internet legend. LAPD armorers have reported individual guns hitting 50,000 rounds before parts needed swapping. One story floating around training circles describes a Glock 19 buried in mud, rinsed off under a tap, and then shot flawlessly at the range. It's the mechanical version of a pit bull, unpretty maybe, but it just keeps fighting. Third, modern readiness. The MOS modular optics system versions come optics ready right out of the box. Police departments are rapidly shifting to red dot pistols, and the Glock 19 MOS means no aftermarket headaches. Throw on a Trigicon RMR or Holosun, and you've got a sight picture built for speed and accuracy under stress. Add in the accessory rail for lights like the Surefire X300, and you've got a true 24/7 tool. Of course, the Glock 19 isn't glamorous. It doesn't have the silky trigger of a Staccato or the German refinement of an HK, and some shooters will complain about its blocky grip angle. But let's be honest, cops aren't looking for a beauty queen, they're looking for a tool that works every time. One salty veteran joked, "It's the Toyota Corolla of pistols, but with a pit bull's bite." And that's exactly why it belongs here. For civilians, the Glock 19 is almost unfairly perfect. It balances concealability with shootability better than most compact pistols. It takes abuse without complaint, and it has the aftermarket support of a Lego set. Holsters, triggers, sights, you name it. Someone makes it for the Glock 19. That means you can tailor it exactly the way officers do, from plainclothes setups to full-duty rigs. Bottom line, the Glock 19 isn't just trusted by police, it's practically worshipped. If you carry one, you're in very good company. And if you don't, well, you might want to ask yourself, why? If the Glock 19 is the no-nonsense workhorse, then the Smith Wesson M&P9 M2.0 is the pistol that makes you stop and say, "Oh, so this is what comfort feels like." Police officers don't just need a gun that runs, they need one that stays controllable after the 5th magazine in a stress course, that locks into the hand when palms are sweaty and adrenaline is spiking. That's where the M&P9 shines. Smith & Wesson built the M&P line with law enforcement front of mind. The very name stands for military and police. The second-generation M2.0 improved on everything critics used to gripe about. The trigger got a crisp reset that makes rapid follow-up shots natural. The grip texture feels aggressive without tearing up your hands. And the interchangeable backstraps let officers dial in a perfect fit, whether they've got paws like a linebacker or hands small enough to make a Glock feel like a brick. Departments have noticed. Westchester County Police in New York selected the M&P9 M2.0 in 2025 after extensive trials, joining a growing list of agencies across the country. Detroit PD, among others, has long fielded the platform because of its balance of cost, reliability, and shootability. When a department is writing purchase orders for hundreds or even thousands of pistols, you can bet they aren't picking based on Instagram clout. Officers who have transitioned often talk less about stats and more about feel. One patrol officer summed it up perfectly. "It's not that my Glock ever failed me, it just never felt like it was made for me. The M&P actually feels like mine." That kind of ergonomic connection matters. The more natural the gun feels in the hand, the more confidence an officer has in a fight. From a technical standpoint, the M2.0 keeps pace with modern expectations. Duty models now ship optics-ready with steel sights sturdy enough to rack on a belt. The ambidextrous controls are a blessing for left-handed shooters, or anyone forced to run a pistol one-handed under pressure. Combine that with a 17+1 capacity and a full-size frame, and you've got a platform built for both patrol officers and civilians who want a proven defensive gun. The M&P9 M2.0 doesn't have the decades-long dominance of Glock, but that's what makes it interesting. It's the underdog that keeps punching up, and police adoption in 2025 shows it's earning real trust. For some officers, this isn't just a duty weapon, it's the pistol that finally feels like it belongs in their hand. Some pistols earn their badge the easy way through marketing or inertia. The FN509 MRD-LE had to fight tooth and nail for every holster it won. Before LAPD SWAT adopted it, this gun went through a gauntlet that would make most sidearms cry uncle. 20,000 rounds, mud, rain, sand, no cleaning shortcuts, and it came out the other side without a single malfunction. That kind of performance is why more departments are putting serious money behind it. Wake County Sheriff's Office in North Carolina rolled out more than 500 of these pistols in 2024. Waterbury Police in Connecticut did the same after hammering a test gun with 12,000 rounds under all kinds of weather, and the LAPD's tactical units. They don't settle for gimmicks. They demanded a duty pistol that was optics ready from the factory, ambidextrous in every control, and built to survive worst-case entries. FN delivered. Technically, the 509 checks all the boxes. Polymer frame striker-fired simplicity, 17-round magazines, and a slide cut for red dots right out of the box. No need to send your pistol to a gunsmith or run some aftermarket Frankenstein setup. Police armorers like it because it reduces headaches. Officers like it because they can run iron sights on Monday and slap on a Holosun or Trijicon by Friday without missing a beat. There's also the way it shoots. The trigger is crisp, the recoil impulse is smooth, and the ergonomics, while not quite as refined as the Smith & Wesson, still give you solid control under stress. One officer described it after his first SWAT drill. "We ran heavy rain mud on our boots and it never stuttered. My gloves were soaked and I still trusted every press of the trigger." The FN name might not dominate U.S. police holsters the way Glock does, but remember this is the same company that builds the M249 SAW and M240 machine guns trusted by the U.S. military. Reliability is baked into their DNA. With the 509 MRD-LE, they aimed squarely at the law enforcement market and agencies responded. For civilians, the takeaway is simple. If this pistol can be trusted to kick down doors with LAPD SWAT, it can more than handle your home defense role or weekend range day. It may not be the most famous gun on the block, but among those who know, the 509 MRD-LE has earned its badge the hard way through performance. Leave it to the Germans to make a pistol that feels like a luxury sedan when you hold it and a buzzsaw when you run it. The Heckler Koch VP9 doesn't scream for attention like a Glock, and it doesn't have the underdog angle of the M&P. Instead, it wins people over the second they grip it. Police officers have been blunt about it. The VP9 just feels right. In 2025, that feeling turned into real adoption. Multiple departments in Connecticut, Hartford, Brookfield, Clinton, New Haven transitioned their officers to the VP9. Oklahoma City PD signed on for more than 1,000 pistols. These aren't boutique agencies playing around. They're big city departments making serious investments, and that speaks volumes. The pistol itself is striker-fired, chambered in 9mm with a 17-round capacity. What sets it apart is customization. The VP9 ships with swappable side panels, and backstraps, letting officers tailor the grip to their hand size. That level of ergonomics means less fatigue on long shifts and more confidence under stress. Add in the option of a paddle mag release, a very European feature, or a standard button release for American tastes, and you get flexibility few other pistols offer. It also arrives optics-ready with factory steel sights that can survive being racked on a belt or table. HK's torture testing is legendary, with VP9 surviving thousands of rounds of +P ammo without major parts failures. One officer joked during transition training, "This thing is like driving a BMW that never needs oil changes. It might be tongue-in-cheek, but it captures the essence precision engineering that doesn't quit." Of course it's not cheap. HK never is. And some cops will tell you the VP9 feels almost too polished, like carrying a piece of high-end tech rather than a blunt force duty tool. But the more it finds its way into real patrol holsters, the clearer it becomes that this isn't just a boutique choice. It's a proven duty pistol that blends comfort with reliability, and in the hands of American officers, it's shedding that Euro exotic label fast. For civilians, the VP9 is a treat. If you want a pistol that blends comfort accuracy and proven police trust, this is it. Carry it and you're running the same sidearm that's protecting streets from Oklahoma City to Connecticut and doing it with German precision baked in. This is the Ferrari in a parking lot full of patrol cars. The Staccato P isn't a pistol you stumble across in a bargain case. It's the choice of officers and units who demand absolute precision, even if it costs more. Built on the 2011 double-stack platform, it delivers the kind of performance that makes SWAT teams and state police agencies open their wallets without hesitation. By 2025, more than 1,600 agencies across the United States had approved the Staccato for duty use, and the number keeps climbing. From Texas Rangers to Las Vegas Metro's tactical units, this pistol has moved from a niche competition-style gun into the mainstream of law enforcement. Officers who carry it say the difference is immediate. The trigger is lighter and cleaner, the accuracy is surgical, and the recoil impulse is smoother than anything else in the duty pistol lineup. The specs back it up. Chambered in 9mm, the Staccato P runs 17+1 or higher. In double-stack mags, comes optics-ready out of the box and is built with premium fit and finish. That single-action trigger is the star of the show, short, crisp, and confidence-inspiring. One officer who carried it during a high-stress training scenario said afterward, "I knew exactly where every shot was going before the trigger reset." Another joked that qualifying with the Staccato felt like cheating in plain sight because of how easy it was to hold tight groups at distance. That kind of feedback explains why so many tactical teams have signed on. Of course, the downside is obvious price. A Staccato P costs more than double a Glock or M&P, and for regular patrol issues, that's a hard sell. But for specialized units where precision and speed are worth every dollar, departments justify it without blinking. Lives are on the line, and shaving fractions of a second can mean everything. For civilians, carrying a Staccato is a statement. It's not the cheapest way to protect yourself, but it's one of the most confidence-inspiring. You get the same platform officers trust in hostage rescues and felony takedowns, and if you can afford it, you'll understand why they swear by it. More than just a tool, it's a piece of gear that makes every press of the trigger feel like you're holding a professional edge, and that edge is exactly why police actually trust it. 5 pistols each proven on the street and trusted by officers who stake their lives on them every single shift. They earned their place in holsters through reliability and performance, not marketing. And notice what's missing: the SIG P320, once considered a contender but now abandoned after multiple serious accidents where officers were injured by unintended discharges. That's the hard truth of what separates failure from trust. If you enjoyed this breakdown hit, share what you carry in the comments, and subscribe for more honest gun talk. Thanks for watching, stay sharp, shoot straight, and I'll see you next time.